guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. Today, I want to talk to you guys. This might be, this very well could be the most controversial video that I've ever made here on the channel.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I've been thinking for a while about this coming year in Raid Shadow Legends, and to be honest with you guys, I've released probably like 3 or 4 videos over the last 3 or 4 months talking about missteps that Plarium has made along the way. You guys know already, right? The time issue, the fact that we have a billion things to do inside the game, the fact that there's no way to farm skill tomes in this game, the fact that there's a massive silver shortage right now in this game, and I can go on and on and on and on and on, adding a bunch of new champions, but not buffing the less compelling champions. I've made a lot of content like that, and the truth is, I think those videos are, I don't want to overstate it, because I think that at the end of the day, we've made a lot of those videos, and they're still making the same decisions, so I don't want to go overboard here. I feel like there is something really big on the way. I was hoping this Titan event would be something that was an actual event. Plarium notoriously being late on basically everything, talking about the overall kind of zeitgeist of the community, basically the worst update in Raid Shadow Legends history. Plarium, if you're watching right now, maybe we slow it down a little bit. Years and years and years to farm. The future, excuse me, of Raid Shadow Legends, guys.
You think I need a new walk? Are you actually saying these words?
I share oftentimes your guys' comments on Reddit and in the actual comments of these videos. I share those with Plarium, and I ask them a lot of questions that you guys ask me. I have them on the channel oftentimes where we address these issues as well. So I think it's important for content creators to talk about these things. However, I wanted to talk kind of about 2 things in today's video, and I want to do it, brace yourself, I want to do it in a positive light.
Who are you?
Honestly, guys, I am really, really looking forward to 2023. I think it's going to be an amazing year for Raid Shadow Legends, and I am super excited about it. There it is. I said it, guys. I feel a little dirty. Because normally I'm just criticizing here on the channel, but there's the reason, guys, honestly. There's a reason that I upload this game every single day on the channel. It's because I play this game every single day. It's because I love the community. I love the content creators. I love my clan. And I really do enjoy the game for what it is. I mentioned it so many times here on the channel, but I'm going to mention it again to you guys. But there is something about this game that's just so beautiful when compared to every other champion collector out there. And I've played so many of them, right? And there's a reason I don't cover that many other, I don't cover any others really, is because I've devoted so much time and honestly money too to this game that I don't want to start over. But the real reason, even beyond that, guys, is I love this game. Mortem Macabre, don't do it, man.
Why not?
I think this is the best champion collector game out there. Of course, I'm biased. I cover it every day. And when you look back at last year, when you look at everything that Plarium gave us, sure, there was a lot of weird decisions. There were a bunch of weird events. And honestly, guys, I don't know how you feel about everything, but when we look at the new dungeons, Iron Twins and Sand Devils, I like Sand Devils better than Iron Twins. Iron Twins to me was kind of a bust. However, the Blessing and Awakening system was pretty cool. Artifact Ascension, you can make a case that it's really cool or not that cool, but what it's pointing us towards is power creep in the game. Power creep to the player base. If you're anything like my clan, guys, check this out. Clan boss, Hydra, check it out, man.
What are you looking at? Yo, dog. Stare down, you and me.
I'm not bragging, whatever, right? But like, we beat Brutal, Hard, and Normal every single rotation, and we're starting to dent into Nightmare a little bit more as well. And honestly, guys, this is massive for our clan. Just 3 or 4 months ago, we were not even beating Hard. I think we were beating Hard, but never Brutal, ever. In Hard, sometimes we would even miss out on that, right? And again, this is just my clan, but I'm sure a lot of you guys who are in active clans notice as well. Power creep of the player base is a real thing. And I actually saw, I think it was like Murder Inc. put out a video a few days ago just talking about how dramatic an Artifact Ascension and Blessings are. You can get millions and millions of damage off of Blessings, right? And millions of damage. Even me on my clan boss team, dude. I run a super lame budget clan boss team. I'll actually show you the squad. It's not really lame and it's not really budget, but let's just say it this way. I can make a much better team if I wanted to, but I'm kind of lazy.
What the heck?
Check it out. This is the team that I run, guys. It's a Warcaster Dracomorph team with Doom Priest, you know? And again, sure, it's a great team, and sure, I have Dracomorph in there and stuff like that, but I guess what I say is right when I made this team, back in the day, probably I put out a guide for this team about a year ago, 6 months ago, my favorite unkillable team, or the most basic, easier to make unkillable team with Helicath. Dracomorph is a sub out. You can run any DPS in that spot. When I put this out, I think I even said on the video, that I wasn't consistently one keying Ultra Nightmare depending on the affinity, right? So sometimes on Force Affinity, I would not one key because I have a Draco Morph and I have to kind of sub that slot in and out. I think I was using Feign. But now, dude, I am getting 80 million damage one key on Ultra Nightmare every single time, just because of masteries, blessings, excuse me, and because of the Artifact Accession, right? So blessings like Brimstone, Smite, I mean, that adds so much damage, even Phantom Touch, right? Like all of these blessings do a number on really the most compelling part of the game. Demon Lord and Hydra, at least to a lot of players, right? Like a lot of players love the clan bosses in this game, and we're going to be getting eventually in the Great Void another one, right? So there's a lot that's coming, right? I mean, we don't know exactly when it will be here. We know it's going to be the year of PvP, but I think that the base that Raid Shadow Legends has right now is really solid. Over the last 2 years, they brought in AI customization on champions, which was a true game changer. I cannot overstate it enough, guys, how adding in the ability for us to make a team go in there, like, it's easy to forget, right? It's easy when, I'm talking to myself here too, when we complain about this game, it's easy to forget everything they've added. There was no save team presets. There was no going in here and customizing the AI of all of these abilities, taking champions like Madame Seris and making her incredibly dependable because we can go in and lead off of the ability that we actually want now. We can go round by round in dungeons with AI customization. It was a massive, massive game changer, guys, for Raid Shadow Legends AI customization. Not only that, but one of the most tedious parts of the game was Doom Tower floor farming, and they added the auto climber. Like all of these changes, and there's so many more. There's really dozens of changes they've added over the game, kind of priming us for this big power creep of the player base. What do I mean by that? I mean, again, going back to the Ascension, going back to the Blessings, and going back to the fact that, you know, if your clan's anything like my clan, if, you know, I see it in the comments every day, people making a lot of progress here, whereas a couple years ago, it wasn't necessarily that easy to make progress in this game. Clearing a level 20 dungeon when I started playing this game 4 years ago was a massive, massive big deal. Now, not so much, you know, like you can get there in just a few months of playing. The beautiful thing is, even though, and what is this guy saying? What are you? Ash gonna put 2 million CVC points? Oh, pulling for Acrisia. I don't know. Here's the thing, guys. As I mentioned, pulling for a champion, right? Two quick things. Number one is, I always mention this, but it deserves to be repeated. You don't have to go for any champion in the game, right? They've been adding a lot of compelling fragment summons and fusions, which is great. Another really great thing in the game, right? They are adding, I know this one right now, for example, dude, she's a beast of a champion. So I'm kind of all over the place, but my point is they're adding a lot of good stuff. Free champions. Ultimate Death Knight, even though he's everywhere in the arena and he's kind of annoying. No offense to DK. Ultimate Death Knight, champions like Pythion, champions like Rhonda, right? Helps thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of players, maybe millions, I don't know. But these are really good things, and you're at the point right now in the game, and just the free champions that they give you is enough, right? You really don't have to spend a ton of money on Raid Shadow Legends anymore. Of course, they're gonna, you know, give you every opportunity to, don't get me wrong, but if you can enjoy the game, I saw that Hades and Deadwood and YST and a bunch of other content creators are making this awesome free-to-play YouTube series. Man, that's awesome content out there, and it really should give you guys some sort of, I don't know, motivation, right? That you don't have to spend a lot of money in this game. So I think they've done a tremendous job. I mean, I think that Doom Tower still, I love Doom Tower. I don't know how you guys stand about Doom Tower, but they can even add more bosses to Doom Tower in another rotation if they want to, right? They can add more really fun and compelling bosses to the game. And honestly, guys, I am really looking forward to whatever they come up with here heading into the next year. They said on one of their last kind of teaser videos at what's to come, there's going to be a ton of more difficult content added to the game. And guess what? It wasn't Sand Devil's Necropolis, right? They were talking about after Sand Devil's Necropolis. I'll see if I can find the clip.
Keep in mind, it's geared towards upcoming endgame content, which will really ramp up the difficulty. As for existing dungeons, you won't need Artifact Ascension if you're already clearing them with these.
They're not referring to Sand Devil's Necropolis, that is the upcoming very difficult content. It's something else on top of that. Sand Devil's Necropolis is not the most difficult content that they were alluding to. It sounds like this year is going to bring us a bunch of new, more difficult content now that, again, we have better gear, we have better ways to get more damage out of our champions with blessings and everything like that we've already mentioned in this video. So I'm really, really, truly excited, right? right? There's definitely a lot of things they need to still improve in this game. Again, in that video too, I saw that Murder Inc. mentioned a silver mine, like little basic stuff like a silver mine instead of just a gem mine would be a fabulous addition to the game, right? So I think that I am genuinely excited about 2022, the year of PvP. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I hope it's not too pay to win, but maybe I'm being wishful thinking there. But even without that, I think that now, compared to where the game was, we oftentimes, I'm making this video because I complain a lot, guys. I do, you know? And in a way, I think it's my job to be an advocate to some extent for the player base. But I think that they've done a hell of a job in terms of you just look glass half full at what they've added to this game, you know? There's been so much good stuff, and this is when they're in a war zone, truthfully, you know? And I know sometimes I always get comments about like, Ash, stop making excuses. Bro, they're all working remotely. They had to be relocated out of the country. Literally keeping the servers up is a miracle, let alone coming up with all the content and quality of life upgrades that we actually got last year, you know? Why am I making this video? Is it just to suck up to Plarium?
I will send you to Jesus.
No, of course not. It's to actually be real with you guys, right? Because it struck me again. It struck me that I was looking through my content, right? And it struck me that, dude, you make a lot of videos complaining about stuff in this game. And if I make so many videos complaining about stuff in this game, then why do I cover it, right? Like, that is the fundamental question. Why do I still upload it every day? Is it for the money? No, it's not for the money. I have a full-time job, you know, outside of this Raid Shadow Legends YouTube. It's actually for the passion, right? Like, I think this game, even though you can, you know, Google search or YouTube search and find 1,500 videos on why Raid Shadow Legends is garbage, I truly, really do love this game and the community, and especially you guys. Like, I like chilling with you. I like reading your comments. Nothing against my Clash with Ash channel, my other YouTube channel, but like, you guys are an older crowd, you know? And it's not all of you guys. Some of you guys are still young, and I appreciate it. But you guys and girls, and there's a lot of women too, right? I have like a 92% male demographic on this channel. That's huge, actually, that I have 8% female, right? That's massive. So it's cool to see a different viewer base that, you know, sure, we all rant and we all rage, and I think that's part of the community. That's part of what makes it kind of fun in a way, you know? It's kind of nice to get it all off your chest, so to speak. But I think this is the best gacha game out there, and truly, I have faith, and this is crazy to say. I told you it's going to be controversial, guys. I told you. But I have faith in Plarium having a great year. If they were able to do what they did last year and kind of set us up right now for 2023 with everything that we know is around the corner. You know, we got tons of dungeon potential. I hope they do add a way, again, to farm, you know, books and everything like that. I hope they address the silver issue. There's plenty that I want still. And I mentioned a lot of that stuff at the top of the video, right? And there's tons of ways things could still go wrong. Let's be real. But I don't think that we're in a perilous situation here. I think they have an amazing game on their hands. And yeah, sure, there's going to be people who quit. There's going to be a lot of people who download. Sure, Raid Shadow Legends ads are everywhere, and it can be overwhelming, and it can give the game a bad rap. But at the end of the day, dude, they do what games like, you know, Summoner's War, like old school games that don't have a bad reputation at all, you know, they do, to me, what those games do, but only a lot better. So if you've invested your time and your resources in this game, and you're not enjoying it, more power to you, man. Give me your feedback, or a woman, and give me your feedback, and I'll pass it on to Plarium, as always. And I'll talk about it. I'll continue to talk about that stuff here on the channel. I really do also want to make this video to let you guys know that this is a really good game. This is a really good gacha game, right? Even without spending money. So guys, I'll end it there. I made quite a speech here. I'll get off my soapbox. Let me know how you feel about the game genuinely, right? Like, sure, there's a million things to complain about, but how do you feel about the game? Like, deep down. Does it frustrate you? Do you enjoy it? Do you find yourself playing every day? Does it feel like a chore? Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to a great year here on Ash Raid Shadow Legends for Raid Shadow Legends content. And God, man, there's never been so many great content creators for this game. So if you don't like my content, go ahead and search it out, man. There's so many great people out there. Guys, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. And as always, take care, guys.